All right, everybody. Here we are. The day has arrived.
Wait, there's music in your background.
Exactly. Because the day has arrived. Oh, ye of little faith. Oh, happy day. The Netflix announcement is
So you just want to totally demonetize this. Okay.
That's fine. All right. The day is finally here. There were naysayers. There were doubters. But that's okay. It happened anyway. So we actually got the official announcement, the corrected official announcement today, finally. What do you think of that announcement, K-Pro?
Well, there's two things I want to say. So some of you saw a press release yesterday. That press release, unfortunately, was from some old information. It said Theo Love, etc. That's why we didn't go live, because we were told that got pulled down. Everybody was like, everything that could possibly go wrong has. It reminded me, okay, Cynthia's back. So we are going to, Cynthia, will you do a speakeasy after? Because some people want to talk to you. Anyway, I have some updates for you before we go into speakeasy, though, that I need to talk to you about before. Okay, so there was a press release yesterday. It was wrong. There's a press release today, and it got picked up by several news outlets. There's pictures there. Yeah, Mike had this, I'm not sure who. Mike had a work emergency. I'm sorry. He's like, I'll get this troubleshooted in a few minutes.
We had to migrate a VM to Azure, and of course there were firewall issues. For those of you in the know, that's what happened. So we had to put a Sev1 ticket in to an outside vendor for them to make a change. And now I get to get up at 7 a.m. to find out if that change is done. Anyway, but you guys don't want to know.
We don't thanks about all that Chinese Azure.
That's why we were delayed. So sorry, everybody.
Okay, so today we're going to go over the press release and some things. So some of the media outlets have exclusives, and it's going to be interesting. Tom Walker's here. I'm so excited. Okay, so we are going to go over. We're just going to go over some stuff. So I talked about. So the press route yesterday was deleted. I think some people are going to. Some of the outlets, I don't think they even have it, so we shouldn't have any confusion. Theo Love is not back as the director. It's Jared. I will say there is no trailer. The trailer's coming out in the next few days, week time frame, hopefully a few days. So it is only press, written word, and a bunch of pictures. And they're all up. This is all stuff that's on the web. But there's a few things that are kind of interesting that we want to talk about. And also, if you do have Netflix, you can, direct. Actually, I talked with it. Cynthia was saying earlier, like she thought that was cute. I like it personally, but okay. So if you go into your Netflix and you log in, you can actually search for it and see it, and you can turn a reminder on. And there is some discrepancy about when it's going to be released, what time, etc. Because some of us are going to stay up all night if we have to. That's in the PowerPoint. There is some additional things that will be coming. I'm working with the actual official Netflix people now. Up until this point, it's been a lot more Jared, but now, so when we get additional stuff, we are going to share it with you all. And then I'll go over kind of some, I think pretty big thing at the very end of where you can also get more information. So go ahead, Mike. That's my long-winded answer. And
here's proof. I'm in my Netflix account. Remind me when it comes out. So it is on Netflix, not just a press release. Not just a press release. This is actually Netflix. And you can say, remind me when it comes out and all that fun stuff. Okay. I will say this for the people that are already naysaying, I'm gonna get out of Netflix. There's some people that are like, oh, just from the description, this is going to be horrible. What? Why? You haven't even seen the doc yet. Why would you formulate an opinion when we haven't even seen what the doc is going to be? That I don't understand that. You can express your opinion. Everybody can have an opinion, but I got to reserve mine until I see it. I mean, I don't know how it's going to be until it comes out.
Yeah, and that's, I do want to dig into some of the wording because, we're talking about Golden Greed. The Fenn doc has finally been announced. It's coming March 27th. And the cool part about it is I think from some of the wording, we can kind of pick into what I don't have any inside access to know exactly about Justin's Hunt, but I think Justin's Hunt was announced in the presser. I think we have a lot that we can debate it. That's why I have a PowerPoint.
Am I using that? Yeah, use the PowerPoint.
Yeah, the one that I sent you. Yes.
All right.
So I'm going to wait. The family was supportive. They said that we're going to love it. There's searchers that I know that I think it's going to be fun to watch. So I'm reserving, but I also want to dig in. We've got to dig in a little bit because we're excited. And now we have 1 month and 1 day until until Netflix comes out. So we get to speculate. Isn't that fun? Yeah.
Okay, Justin's Millions. There's a good name. Let's hope it's Millions, huh? So I did get an email from Justin because K-Pro asked me to reach out and just say, hey, we're going to go live. Any comment? So he does have a comment, everybody. I'm just going to paraphrase.
I was going to say, why don't you say that to the end?
Pages and pages. Oh, yeah, I can wait if you want.
I have a PowerPoint. I say we do that because I have some things I had you reach out to certain people. I reached out to certain people. We might have
okay, so let's wait. All right, that's fine. Okay. Okay, so this is the PowerPoint. Where we go.
Okay, so yeah, I just think, look at this. I call it the money shot. This is so cool. And some people have been super analyzing this. This seems to be the Forrest Fenn motif, not like a Vanetti box or whatever. And it makes sense maybe if Justin's in it, but I was shocked that it's the actual, it seems the motif people are like, it matches. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I found that awesome. Go ahead, Mike.
You think it's just a compass because its compass is just a treasure hunting tool, or do you think that means something?
I think that's a clue to Justin's hunt because it's embedded in all this.
Well, it's pointed to the east, so obviously his treasure is on the East Coast somewhere, right, everybody? All right.
Next slide.
That's
not going to be a long
hand, right?
I don't know whose hand that is, but these are actual pictures from they're still shots from the episodes. So yeah, the thrill of the chase. I mean, that's what started it all. Between each presser or each press release news outlet, I put one of these pictures just because they're fun and they're out there and it makes it exciting. Okay, go. You know what? And actually, Paul is bringing out, calling it Gold and Greed makes me think it's just a documentary about those who did something dangerous, etc. This is going to come up more and more. And I actually think it's a really good point. What do you think of the title? Like, I have mixed thoughts about it. I know it's like sexy for Netflix to make it very sensational. What do you think about, let's just start there. What do you think about Gold and Greed being the name of the Netflix docu-series? Mike?
I think it's fine, and I think it sums up the thrill of the chase in a very poignant way, because there is a lot of people who went overboard. Why? It could be greed. That could be one reason. And when I say overboard, and again, greed, it doesn't necessarily mean a negative thing, but what causes somebody to do 100 boots on the ground? What causes somebody to, do some of the things that were done? Is it greed? That's one possibility. Is it the gold? It's gold and greed, not gold or greed. So yeah, I have no problem with the title.
Okay. To me, it has a little bit of a negative connotation. When you call someone greedy, that's usually not a compliment. So who's greedy in it? And I know some people went over the top. I mean, it's okay to go 100 boots on the ground. Justin did 200, but he had the means to do it. So I know that that's the case, but I don't know. I wish it was a little more positive, but that doesn't sell in our society. So they came up with it. This got changed. It was Treasure Hunters or Fenn Treasure Hunters, and it got changed very recently, I was told.
Well, plus Netflix has to market it, and I think more people will tune in. Like, oh, some people got crazy. Let's see. I think it would get more people. Super chat from our old friend Chad Bird. So if the family is supportive, there is 0% chance the truth comes out, or east of 9 Mile Hole. Yeah, I probably agree with that, Chad. I mean, there's a very strong possibility that this documentary will have nothing new for us, for those that live through the thrill of the chase. Nothing new at all, just a recap of what we already know. And for me, that would be okay. Like, this documentary is not, I hate to say it, but this documentary, in my opinion, is not for truth and answers. It's to get Forrest Fenn's story of the thrill of the chase out to millions of people. And those are two very different things.
Okay, so I went and basically, if you go to our last show where I said, oh, it's based on the Ben Wallace article, and here's the players involved. All that's right. So let's not go over all. I don't want to read the entire set of articles. Basically, I was right about that. Not that I'm right about everything all the time, but I don't want to read all of these in length. I have just highlighted with a red underline the parts that I think, like, we know it's a 24-line poem, but on March 27th, so 27 is the date. So why don't you read the sentence and then let's talk about it.
On March 27th, the thrilling and perilous journey of these treasure hunters unfolds in the new docuseries Golden Greed, The Hunt for Fenn's Treasure, directed and co-executive produced by Jared McGilliard. Over 3 parts, it offers a rare glimpse into a quest for a prize that was not only real, but actually found. And the mystery of its future hiding spot remains tantalizingly uncertain.
So the mystery of its future hiding spot, what does that say to you, Mike? It's being hidden again?
I didn't catch the word future. You're right. That is another treasure hunt. To me, that means there is a piece of the original Forrest Fenn treasure that is going to be hid in the future, unless it already has. But and the mystery of its future hiding spot remains. Yeah, I think that's what that means.
They teased it. It's here. The part that I said maybe Justin's hunt. Justin said he was doing a hunt in the Ben Wallace if he ever got a hold of the treasure and the pieces. He kept back several items. Is the chest going to be one of them? I know he needs that mystery behind the wood. Maybe he's passing that mystery on to someone else. Mike, this is so exciting.
Yeah, I mean, it says it was not only real, but actually found, and the mystery of its future hiding spot. I mean, yeah, that it means there's something. That's something new right there for everybody. So if you think there's going to be nothing new in the doc, there's definitely something new right there. All right. So, and I'm excited. I mean, it's going to be awesome, I think. Do you really need that many executive producers? Jeez, how many people does it take? It's a lot.
You know what? I actually think many people don't realize it. To make a award-winning documentary, like I made a bunch of cuts and edits and put it together. I was so out of my field. Each of these people have, like Dave from American Treasure, he's a colorist. All he does is put particular color. And I say all he does, he makes it look magical. They have a color. Like there's so many people and so many expertises. I think it's awesome. Okay.
All right, let's continue on.
Oh, Mike, you didn't play one of the sound. We got a super chat and you didn't play one of the soundboards.
Oh, gotcha. All right, we'll do it at the end. We'll do the soundboard.
Okay.
There's Cynthia looking like the Cheshire Cat right there.
See, I think this makes her look sweet and innocent and like, I won't say homely because she's not. She's a beast. It does not show hardcore treasure hunting beast that she is. I do have to say, I love the picture of Forrest, but hers, I think she just looks too sweet and innocent, and we know she's not. And so that's why I can't wait for the trailer. These stills are awesome, but and I don't know. So
if there was a thought bubble over each one, so for Cynthia, it's I'm gonna go find it tomorrow. And Forrest, no, you're not. So that's
and what about Shiloh in the back? What would he be saying?
What's he looking at? Too bad we can't zoom in. Is that a thrill of the chase or is that the map? Look, there's a circle right there. So maybe that's the map of where it's located. Shiloh's like, you hit it where? 9 Mile Hole. You hit it where? So Cynthia's like, I'm gonna go get it tomorrow. And Forrest is like, no, you're not. And Shiloh's like, you hit it where? What the? That's funny. It will be if they're going to show a lot of the old footage like this off the hard drive. I mean, that'll be fun just to see whoever's in it. Whoever.
No, this is a video. This is a video, and this is from Fenn. The video is in the episodes, and they took a still from it. So we're actually going to be able to. I don't think it's just posing for a picture. I think it's an actual video. I might be wrong though, but super cool, super fun.
Yeah, for sure. Release date, okay. Directed by Jared McGilliard and produced by Vox Media Studios and Nomatica Films. Golden Greed follows the decade-long pursuit of 80-year-old Forrest Fenn's treasure and the people who gave up everything, including their jobs, family, and entire lives to find it. So you think that's just negative, K-Pro?
I know they need to bring the allure in. And I think there's some, I mean, it's not positive that people gave up their jobs and lives. I know that I am actually happy to hear that they have some things that they will cover, because I think it would be wrong to only talk about the positive and all of that. How they do it, like I can tell you, when Pastor Wallace passed away, his wife talked with Forrest, and I would love to see her statement. She was very positive about what the hunt brought Pastor Wallace, and things would happen and that all of that. But I hope they don't focus too much on it. It might draw someone to watch it, but I hope the entire thing is not about, like, wasn't the recent 48 hours or whatever it was, all they did was go over every searcher's death. I don't think that's what they're doing here, but they're sure selling it like that, which is.
But for me, is that a factual statement? And yes, it is. There are people in the chase who gave up everything, including their jobs, families, and lives. So if that's what Netflix wants to focus on, I mean, they have to make it watchable for other people. You just don't go, hey, here's 5 people who went boots on the ground twice. They didn't find anything. And then the credits roll. That's not fun. That's not, you know what I mean? They've got to sensationalize it, and they're going to use the people that went to the extreme to do it, I think.
So if we have 3 50-minute episodes, that's 150 minutes. I am hoping out of the 150 minutes, the majority is not on the negative part. I'm hoping the majority is about what Forrest did, how great it was. We hear, and we have character arcs of the 4 main players. We hear from the family. We hear from the estate attorney. You see a little bit of us. I think Mike's soundboard's going to make it in. You never know. Okay, just to catch everybody up.
Won't that be something?
Just to catch everybody up. Wait, Justin's doing a treasure hunt. Yes. Go read the article that this docuseries is based off of. And yes, in my opinion, absolutely, this confirms where it is going to be hidden again. And so, yes, that is the case.
What did that actually say? It said the uncertain future. Makes it sound as if maybe there's a little cliffhanger at the end. Is there going to be another treasure hunt? I don't know. I mean, it says uncertain future. So we'll see what that means. But again, there's no way I can slam this doc because I haven't seen it yet. We're all going to watch it. I don't care who you are. You will be there the day it drops watching it with popcorn, just like we all will.
Okay. And this is where I think it's important to understand the majority versus the minority. I got at least 10 to 15 messages today. Woohoo, so excited. Just saw the Netflix release. This is so awesome. I was a part of that hunt back in the day. I haven't been around a while. Do you know what's going on? And I converse with people I haven't conversed with in years. But there are a couple people that it's going to be negative, but that part isn't the majority. Like, are we going to talk about the 1% or the 7%? Or are we going to focus more on, I think some people are really excited I think it's setting expectations, thinking, I know some thought because of some people's thoughts that this was going to give us the location and a lot of things that just aren't the case. And I said over time, and so some people set their expectations so high, like the Fenn video and other things. It's a doc for the masses, and it's a really cool adventure. Why were you a treasure hunter? This is a really cool adventure, and I think they'll do a good job in covering it. I think it'll be not a nothing burger to us, but I think we won't be as shocked watching it if you've never heard of the hunt than others. That's all. So, but the few that have already thought negative, we're not going to change their mind by saying it. So why even talk about it? So let's keep it positive.
I'm just saying I don't understand it. That's all. All right, Chad Bird with the $25. So Cynthia clearly had an area like 9 Mile Hole was one of her main focuses, as seen in her war room. I've been in that room where she had all her maps. Forrest Fenn lied, chose Jack Stoof. But why? I want to know. I want to know why. I wish we could demand the truth. Well, unfortunately, we can't demand the truth, Chad. We just can't. We can ask, but we can't demand it. And I don't think there's going to be any truth like that in the Netflix doc. I just personally, I don't. But that's okay. For me personally, for Cowlazars, it's been in this thing for a very long time. The Forrest Fenn doc is about Forrest Fenn and his legacy, which is what Forrest Fenn wanted to begin with. So if 1 million people over the next year are going to see this doc about Forrest Fenn and what he did, that's good. I'm satisfied. And yeah, they're going to talk about some crazy searchers and crazy things they did and all that. And maybe there's a treasure hunt at the end, but at the end of the day, it's about Forrest Fenn and getting his name out here because he's the one who started all this. Without Forrest Fenn, there's no JCB in his hunt. Without Forrest Fenn, there's no Cowlazars on YouTube, right? That's why I started. So it's really about Forrest. And just, I hope, I do believe that he will be painted in a positive light and that the treasure hunt will be painted as a positive thing. But for every positive, there's a negative. And hey, maybe there's some searchers that went overboard. But I think overall, it's a positive thing. Packer Jack. Thank you, Mike and Christy, for believing in my experience when few did. You know the truth. I leave it with you. Goodbye. That is in the doc, Packer Jack. They went. No, they're not going to go over any of that. Go ahead, K-Pro. You wanted to say something. Thanks, Packer Jack.
Yeah, Packer, I think a lot of people have been through a lot of things, and he's one of them. And it's not goodbye. It's just until things settle, and I hope you'll be back. Okay, there's several people in the chat, and you got enough super chats. You got to do a soundboard clip. I can't believe I'm saying, do a nice one. Don't be naughty. Okay, there's several people that are have questions, so let me pause for a second. Do you know if Jack Stoof is going to be in the doc? Wait for the next press release. I will answer that home, or I will show you what it says, and then we can guess. Oh, are we in it? We are not in an interview. We are in, they asked for, I don't know, a handful of I call them inflection points, of through the years of Cowlazars, like when Forrest passed, we went live. When the treasure was found, we went live. When Jack's name was outed, we went live. Those are some of the things that they've asked for. We don't know what they're including. They just asked for the rights, and we didn't take those down. We were not okay with that. So it's still up, but you're going to see some we're in it in a tiny, tiny way. I mean, the big dogs are the top 4, which we're really excited about.
If anything, I hope the breaking news sound clip is in it.
Never heard of them. Next.
That could be related to somebody, but I won't say who. Yeah, I just can randomly pick. See, I have to listen to these because some of them came
up. 3D Braun says, don't like phrasing, quote, gave up their lives. They were accidents, and those who tragically lost their lives searching didn't choose to lose their lives, nor do I think they anticipated it. Right. I agree with you. I think they're just like Forrest said. People go to the Grand Canyon. Do we shut down people being able to go to the Grand Canyon? People are in, yeah. So you're preaching to the choir. Preaching to the choir. Okay.
It's Copper Dan in it. Copper Dan wants to know. Chad Bird with the $5 super chat. What is Packer Jack talking about? What did I miss? There's been a little bit of history between searchers. That's always going to happen. It's human nature. We're not going to get into it. But Packer Jack, I hope the goodbye didn't mean you're done. I mean, we're going to have a lot to talk about after the doc, right?
Okay, so I will say, because Packer Jack, I did get your message. There's some people that are more affected, and I don't know all the history. I know some people are really negative right now, and that affects people, and that makes people step away. So it's unfortunate that that's happening. But I would just say, and I said this on the Discord when people started into choose what you don't want to watch, and don't watch it then. I mean, and it keeps you more in a positive space, or at least it does for me. But again, love Packer Jack. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. We'll be here all night then.
All right. And maybe the Netflix will be like this.
No, you've had your limit today. You drink water.
I hope not. I hope that wasn't live audio, Zoe. Okay. What's next? Back to the PowerPoint. All right.
Yes, back to the PowerPoint. There's only 3 or 4 pieces that I really want to talk about, but I think they're informational. Okay, we did that one.
The hunt dates back to 2010 when Fenn, an art dealer and author, hid a fantastical treasure in the mountains north of Santa Fe, New Mexico. The twist, however, and the key to finding it lie within a cryptic 24-line poem that has the treasure hunt community obsessing over the meaning of truth and the pursuit of gold, of course. What does the meaning of truth mean to you, K-Pro?
I think it's a nice way of saying what were the lies and bullshit and what is actually true. And we know that there's some of that people need to, well, look right now. Some people absolutely believe Forrest called off the hunt. Some people say, no, he didn't. Jack found it. And then there's people everywhere in between. It's their truth. They believe it because they're not lying, but there has been some of that. And what was actually shared and wasn't, like Dale's drive. I mean, when he dropped those emails, that sure did put a lot of light into some things. So I think this means they're going to get into that, the controversy of the ending and what is the truth and what really happened. I mean, do you remember the first time we really believed Jack found it in September of 2019 and moved to Puerto Rico and left it while a searcher died? That was unbelievable. Now it's the truth, in my opinion. Okay.
Netflix will take viewers on the nail-biting journey of treasure hunting in 3 50-minute episodes, and will also show fans something rare, a hunt where the treasure is actually found, along with the mystery of where it may be hidden again. And yeah, that obviously is a continuation of the thrill of the chase, where it may be hidden again. And I think that is, it says may or uncertain because they want you to tune in. You got to find out by watching what that means. It's a teaser. I like it. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I think that's as much as we're going to get of tune in and find out. Maybe it'll be in the trailer. Maybe, but I think they're going to tease it in the trailer. And it'll be dropped, I think, probably at the end of episode 3 is my guess. I don't know. Okay. Cowlazars, did Jack's emails get deposed in the lawsuit? Wouldn't there have been a nudge email? Yeah, the guy that sued and got the emails only requested the one email account, even though Jack obviously had more than one. So no, I think they were, yeah, that's true. Hopefully they dive into that. And yes. So unbelievable is right. Thank you, Davio. Okay, keep going. There's a picture of Justin. I think that's 9 Mile Hole. I'm not sure. That could be DeLacy. I don't know. No, I think it's 9 Mile Hole.
Aha, here's a new one. I have not read this before. We suspect the new documentary will cover the numerous lawsuits that were lodged against Mr. Fenn. And that's part of the story. I mean, it really is. So if they're trying to paint the picture of how it went down, that would be one thing that should be in there, in my opinion.
Okay, I'm going to do this for Nikki, but I'm only going to do this once, guys. So the main characters are, of course, Forrest. Then we have Justin. I did this on the last show if you want to see the PowerPoint on it. Justin, Cynthia, Lou, and Chris and family. Chris, the brother, and then the dad. Those are the main characters. Then we have IIWII. His name is Eric. We have AGK. I think some of their videos are going to be in there. Some of our videos are going to be in there. Shiloh, Zoe, and Carl. Carl is the estate attorney. Smell the Sunshine. There's somebody else I'm missing. Dale, I think if they're using his drive, they're going to use him. That's all I can think of right now.
But again, anything could have been, all those people were filmed, or they could be using their clips, but any of it could have been edited. So a lot of the fun is going to be who did make it in the final cut. And it's going to be fun. We should have a drinking game. Every person that you see that you know and have met in person, you take a drink or something.
Oh, no, that would be bad. If they're putting like Fenn and things like that in there,
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot of people in the background. And when you see them in the background, they're going to be people that we know. I know all 4 of the main people, let alone, I think everybody who's been involved, but here's one guess though. I don't think they're going to call out the lawsuits specifically. I think they're just going to say in general, this lawsuit made this happen. I don't think they're going to call them out by name, even though they could.
What if they interviewed each of the people that filed the lawsuit? That'd be great. Let's hear that side of things.
No.
Chad Bird goes Yellowstone, going to let them show the spot. My guess would be no, but again, we don't know. Those are all questions, and that's why it'll be fun to watch.
Well, they did get permission, and I brought this up last time, but I still think it's so funny. Tony Rusi came on, I think it was AGK, and said, yeah, I just saw them with a big film crew, and it was the Nookers, which is Cynthia, Justin, those are the big ones. And they were filming at 9 Mile Hole. So I think there is definitely going to be discussion of 9 Mile Hole. Now, how much they got, how much was cleared, that kind of stuff. I know there were some challenges of the soil sampling they did from permits and things. So because Netflix legal had to clear all of this. So if they don't have full releases, they don't have the owner's permission, they don't have permits, they don't have whatever, it doesn't get included. But that's why we have Cynthia's video that's coming out just after the airing, and she's going to lay it down. Okay.
Yeah, that should be interesting. Okay. Some of the confirmed people to be featured in the doc from the released pictures thus far include Chris Hurst and family, notable searchers who were skeptical about the official ending to the treasure hunt. Justin Posey, someone tied to Jack Stoof, who claimed to find the treasure.
Okay, so there's 2 things. I think this is a really good thing that this is not going to be a 9 Mile Hole and that's it. I think it is going to be No, Huli, those cameras were put up illegally, so I do not think they can be utilized. Okay. Skeptical about the ending of the hunt. I think this is good that it's not going to just be a 9-mile hole. I think two of the main searchers out of the 4, 2 of them are 9-mile holers and 2 of them aren't. And I think it's good that they're going to bring in that side of why a lot of people don't think 9-mile hole. And I think that's a good thing. What do you think about that part before we get to the second part?
Yeah, it's good to try and represent all sides. You can't because there's so many different opinions, but to give just a general, here's 9-mile hole, here's another theory, that's good. And it lets people understand in the non-Forrest Fenn world that, oh, there were other people that have other ideas. You know, soon as the general population, Gen Pop, if you will, as soon as Gen Pop hears that Forrest didn't come out with a solution, who found it, and then they hear how it had to be derived from a court case with emails, they're probably going to flip out and be like, what in the world? This is the craziest thing I've ever heard. Yeah. So we'll see how it's received by the general population.
Well, and Chad Bird said, wonder when the next round of lawsuits hit after the airing, 10 seconds or 1 day. I think they have been, because they've been contacted so much by some very repetitive communications. I think they're aware. And I think we would have gotten a lot more if not for a couple bad apples, because I think they are very strict on what they're going to be able to say definitively or whatever. So that's just my thoughts.
All right.
Well, wait. So C-Star says, but K-Pro, you've already said that Forrest said it was 9-mile hole. Right. And the family was clear that they financially did not get enough money to release that video where Forrest goes over, it is at 9-mile hole. So if you can't get that, you try to get Jack. Maybe Jack will be in it, etc. But yes, that's absolutely what he said. And I think you will see some follow-up. Watch Cynthia's video.
No, I'll just say that is secondhand information, though. Did Forrest ever tell you personally it was 9-mile hole, K-Pro?
No, I think the only person he told was his lawyer, maybe the family. The families, they have different statements out about if they know or they don't know. But Carl is the only one, from what I understand, that was told. And then that's why the videos were done where they go over all of it.
Right. So I just want to, when C-Star says, but you said Forrest said it, right? He said it to certain searchers or in a certain way that's really not public yet. So will that be in the doc? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I hope so, but we'll have to wait and see. So I just wanted to point that out. That's all.
Okay. So the second half of that is Justin Posey. Someone tied. Now there's a typo here, which, come on. This is a multi-million-dollar company, right? Like, come on. Why do we have
that Justin tied up Jack out at 9-mile hole? Was tied him to a tree, tied him to the oil tree. Sorry.
Okay, so I need to clarify something before we talk about this. Very surprised K-Pro and Cowlazars weren't a part of the documentary. They were a huge part of the hunt. Mike sacrificed for me. I did not want to be in this documentary. There was too many possible negatives. Look at the chaos of some of the crazy birds right now going off. There was a lot of reasons. Mike really wanted to. He thought it'd be a great tribute for his boys to see him in a doc one day. Mike sacrificed for me. They wanted both of us or none of us. And then they did come in at the last minute because you could see a lot that I said, I'm not in it. We're not in it. We're not in it. They came and said, we can't see doing a doc without your at least videos. Can we put some of your videos in? And Mike and I talked. And I think by that time, I felt like Jared, I had enough of a trusting relationship. Maybe I was wrong. I just thought of some of the negative wanting to be documentarians that were secretly recording and doing some really negative things. I was worried about that. I think Jared's a class act. So I don't think I would have the concern today that I had the concern 2 or 3 years ago. And I'm sorry, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That may have been a proper decision in the long run, because if we would have filmed 3 years ago and we're still doing a show and we got to keep our mouth shut through an NDA, you never would have been able to keep quiet about it. We would have been edited out of it and sued way years ago. So maybe it was for the best in the long run. I would have liked to have been in it, because I think we were part of the story. You definitely, we definitely through this YouTube channel definitely covered the different angles, right or wrong. And it is what it is, though. But if the soundboard made it or if any of our clips made it, then that's worth it right there. So,
yeah, and I know they had to cut and do some different things at the very last minute, but let me go through chat before we get to the Justin part. How does Cynthia know? Cynthia's seen the video. No. Okay. Did you just say that the family won't release the Forrest video explained because of money? So Shiloh released a statement that said it was not only money, but it was also some other considerations. But he did validate there is a video. Forrest is going over it, and it was money, but there was other considerations as well. Maybe I don't know. So yes is the answer to that. And Mike and I got called. Mike and I got called. I think they offered 50,000, and Mike and I were going to try to come up with an extra 20. Mike and I declined that request. We were not going to take out of our retirement to get Netflix a video but Shiloh has said he's going to do right by the community and get us all answers eventually. I don't think they'll be in Netflix. Maybe they're coming otherwise. Maybe he's moved on. I don't know.
So hopefully once the doc is out, maybe Shiloh can then explain a couple of things. Maybe he's under an NDA too. You never know.
No, we confirmed that was not the reason.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go, Shiloh.
Okay,
right.
let's go back to the Justin quote because I think it's super interesting. And no, I don't think it means that Justin tied Jack up. Now Justin did say back in the day, he asked us if we could get in touch with Jack. And we're like, what are you talking about? And he's like, basically, Justin owns the rights of whether Jack is allowed to speak. When the transition of the treasure chest happened, there were additional sections in the contract that basically said Jack's story is now owned by Justin. And Carl was the one that originally drafted it. I talked with Justin, and I actually talked on the phone with him, I think that time. Talked with Carl. I didn't even understand why that should be in there. There was some legality reasons. I don't even remember all the details. There's a video on this way back. But maybe someone tied to, or I don't know what this means, but does this mean, because Justin did ask us, can we try to get a hold and do a show on Jack, because he didn't allow him to speak in the beginning, but since the video kind of got dropped out and the family didn't deliver to Netflix like they anticipated in the beginning, he was trying to say, Jack, I'm now going to allow you to tell your story. Please contact me. Now, Justin said he never did, and I don't know. I think Jack might be in it.
That would be a cool twist if Jack was in it, if JCB's in it. If a lot of people that we just out of the blue were like, oh, they got so-and-so, that would be cool. All right. And there is the actual chest, obviously, with Forrest hands. Obviously, people.
Ivana says, why is this so complicated? Well, a couple reasons. One, Forrest put it in an illegal place. So there were charges that were going to be brought up on both Jack and Forrest. And two, the ending was very muddy. Did he call it off? There was emails that went to Dale that said he was going to call it off. And then Forrest passed. I think that makes it really complicated because we don't hear it directly from Forrest.
So again, this is just a recreation scene. I know some people have an issue with it, but that's what documentaries do. They recreate things with an actor, obviously. So whatever. Again, until I see it, I don't know. I
do have to say, though, I go back one. Do it with your mouse so it takes a really long time. Okay. If this is Forrest putting the treasure in its place, they put a watch on him. That's his whole story, that he's never going to have a watch. He threw the watch in the cornfield. And no, these are the
watch
little
looks
details.
pretty weathered. Maybe he retrieved it because that looks pretty old. Anyway.
These are the little details. Again, it's like watching a cop show with a cop. These are the little details no one's going to really look at except for us. We know Forrest wouldn't wear a watch, but anyway, that was just funny.
Yeah, that's an actor, obviously, and an actor for the box as well. A recreation.
Well, yeah. Okay.
What?
Nothing. Okay. So if you go into your Netflix media center and look at Netflix, here's the description. I did think TVMA it's for mature audiences only due to language. Do you find that funny? I find that funny.
Yeah, we'll see. It's probably Cynthia and that dirty mouth of hers.
Okay. It is a docuseries and it says season 1. And I did get some clarification on this. Season 1 doesn't mean there's necessarily 100% a season 2. All of them get season 1 and a lot of them are only season 1. So does it matter that it says season 1 on there? These are the little details that I bring to you and you and you and you. Okay. The other thing is there's lots of controversy and I was wrong. I thought it was getting dropped midnight Eastern. No, this is from the Netflix website. Everything I've given you guys is public information. And they say it's dropping 12 o'clock Pacific. So we're pulling an all-nighter.
Well, that means we can watch it, but on the East Coast, it's 3 a.m. You might want to get up early and watch it. But yeah, me and K-Pro are going to watch it. I'm definitely calling in sick to work the next day. We're going to be up all night. We watch it first, then we rewatch it and take notes. And then probably go live, at 4 a.m.?
Well, so here's the problem. Some people have been talking about a watch party, and here's the issue. If we have everybody in the speakeasy or the let's talk about it, people aren't going to mute their mic, and you're going to be distracting. And then I said, well, what about a text channel? But no offense, it's like watching a football game. I don't want to miss when somebody fumbles and then have to rewind it and all of that. So I'm really at a quandary. We have a month to figure it out. But what to do here, because I don't want to be distracted. I want to watch it the first time with no distractions. Hey, Jared, if you're out there and you want to get it to me a day early so I can do the reviews for it and hold a really great watch party, I would love it. I know that's not possible, but.
So my suggestion is to have a watch party over the weekend. Or let everybody have a chance to watch it on their own, but we have a watch party over the weekend where everybody who wants to see it together to talk about it can, because then we can interrupt it and we can kind of talk over it and stuff.
I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. So it's there. Oh, wait. Ha. I gave the doc TVMA rating. Originally, my part would have given it an R rating. Ha. Okay. And that's from Cynthia. Okay. So that is the Hearst brothers. And they also have their dad in it. So yeah, that's them. If you guys are wondering who is each one, this puts the name, a face to a name.
It'll be interesting to hear their story. I mean, I've heard different rumors about things they did, but I want to see what's in the doc, what they actually did. Oh, and that's it. Okay. So yeah, happy days, everybody. As I played in the beginning, there were doubters. There were people who didn't believe, but ye of little faith, the day is here. We have a date. Hopefully this weekend we get the trailer. It would be really cool if the trailer drops Saturday. Are we going to go live when there's a trailer, K-Pro, and break it down?
You know it. And here's the thing that I think, and you do have a super chat, so get ready to read it. You do need to think, like, okay, those of you who've met Cynthia, the wildest and craziest woman I know, when you look at that sweet picture of her and Forrest next to each other, it doesn't do it justice. But that's why the written word isn't as rich as this trailer is going to be awesome. I'm just excited I don't even know what it is. And it may make us look silly or stupid or whatever. I'm fine for that. I'm here for it. I know some people are going to love it. I think as a community, we're going to be disappointed. Some people set the expectations so high that it's going to give us all the answers. I think, though, there's going to be some mic drop moments. I'm excited. I'm here for it. Okay, Mike, go ahead.
Another super chat from our friend Chad Bird with the $10 super chat says, how can you not have the finder in the doc? Still lean to the whole thing is a lie. I don't think Forrest Fenn ever thought his lie would go nuts viral. It got found to protect his family before he died. And that's probably going to be a theory in the doc, I would think. Why is Jack not in the doc? Well, one, maybe he is. Maybe that's a big surprise that he is. And two, maybe there is still a reason why Jack will not tell his story. Maybe Jack's actually justified for some reason.
Okay, so let me repeat, because I think it'll answer both of you. Justin made it very clear that Jack is under contract. Once he sold the chest, Jack is not allowed to speak his story. He sold his story, if you will, along with the treasure chest to Justin. So the reason initially that Jack wasn't in this doc was because Justin said no. Justin was going to be a part of the doc, and maybe, I don't know. He wasn't allowed to. And then the only way Jack can talk is to get out of the contract he has with Justin. And Justin would have to change that. Now, Justin did say, now that things didn't work out with the family giving us the video, I'm willing to do that. But there was a time, and Jack knew it going in. Here is your money, 1.82 million, whatever it was. And when that money came from Justin or LLC to Jack knew he was not only selling the treasure, he was selling his story. He's not allowed to speak unless Justin permits it.
Well, but what you just said means he could be in Netflix, possibly. Yeah.
I think I've heard there's something mic drop or someone mic drop in it. That would be a mic drop. JCB, that'd be a mic drop. I think it could be Jack.
Chad Bird says, well, then it's not a real doc. Well, I gotcha. But again, we haven't watched it yet. We don't know what we don't know. Give it a chance. At least watch it. And then everybody can give their opinions. Everybody can rip it apart. Everybody can say it's the best thing. But just let's watch it.
So here's my prediction, and you tell me what you think. You have no emotions built in your body, but I do. I have extra. I have yours plus mine. So I believe I will scream at the TV at one time. I believe I will cry at one time. I believe I will be mad. I believe I will laugh. I believe I will have every set of those emotions during this doc. You probably won't cry. Like when they go over forest passing, I know I'm going to cry. That's one of the videos of all of us crying. I don't think you cried. I cried my eyes out. What do you think? Do you think you're going to have that roller coaster of emotion?
Yeah, I do think there'll be a part that's sad. I mean, obviously when he passed, but yeah, it depends how they portray it. It all depends. That's why I'm saying we don't know anything until we watch it. Thank you for the super chats, everybody.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
It will be cool to see Forrest. Whoops. Yeah, exactly.
You have a statement though. You have a statement from Justin, do you not?
Well, I
don't summarize it. What do you mean summarizing it?
Yeah, I got to summarize it.
No, you can read the whole thing.
Okay, Chad, easy. This sounds like a scam for Justin to make money somehow. If so, honestly, I think people should boycott it. But Chad, you don't know. This is what I don't understand. I've heard different people from different places saying it's going to be horrible. This is not what we want. You don't know until you watch it and give it a chance before you come through with the negative. But
Chad, also, Forrest was talking to these producers back when he was alive. I didn't know that. That was a Dale conversation he was having. And then the family is in it. So if the family's in it, everybody else is in it. That's exciting, Lou B.
Yeah, that is cool. That's really cool. Hopefully she's in it. Maybe she made a comment or two, Lou, in it. That's awesome, Lou. And Lou definitely have an open invitation to come on the show. Everybody that was in it, you have an open invitation to come on the show at the right time. Okay, so Justin did email me back. It's been a long, winding road with many ups and downs. I'm as anxious as anyone to see how it turned out. I fear some people in the Fenn community will not be pleased with what has been produced. Remember, it's a story made for the majority of the world that has likely never heard of Forrest Fenn. People who believe treasure hunting involves finding a parking space in Manhattan that doesn't require a small mortgage to pay for it. There's only so much you can cram in 3 episodes. And with the average attention span lessening, you've got to keep the momentum going. They got to keep the drama in it to keep people interested. Most things we know and care about is inside baseball for the rest of the world who are perfectly content playing badminton or whatever it is that normal people do with their weekends. So my hope is that the documentary shows the world the adventure Forrest created for all of us. That's what I said at the very beginning. I hope everyone can keep an open mind. And there you go. So he hopes everybody can keep an open mind on it. I mean, for all our crazy conspiracy theories, we may not be happy with it, but we'll see.
Okay, well, and I'm going to say nobody's going to be happy about anything. This ending made it impossible. And like Alan said, it's been half a decade waiting for it. So, but at this point, I am working with Netflix to get some things that are unique that we can provide. I'm hoping unique. I do know that I'm assuming all 4 have some additional. They have been given permission to. Cynthia, you finally got permission. You're allowed to say you're in the doc. They have some additional things that they are going to be able to share. So be positive, and I think they have some official things from Netflix that now they can share. So check those socials out, guys. This is how we're going to get the information. And if you do want to come on the show, I am going to say, check your contract, make sure it's okay. Different people have different contracts in different language at different times. But the gates somewhat open from what I understand for the main players is what I'll call it. I think that's like Mike and I, we wouldn't sign the NDA part. So we are allowed to talk about anything, anytime, anywhere, and we don't have any issues. We have issues when someone gives us something and then we can't share it, but that's not the case. I mean, so information's going out as we speak. The floodgates are open.
And there it is. So all we can do is wait for the trailer, everybody. In a way, I guess I want to see the trailer, but in a way, I just want to see the whole doc without a trailer, but whatever. When the trailer comes out, I hope it's this weekend. We will go live and talk about it. And let's wait to see it, and then we can make our own decision. If you hate it, hey, that's a valid opinion. You hate it. If you like it, but there should have been more in it, I mean, there's going to be so many different takes on it.
Good question, CG Doc. I have been told It's a 3-episode mini doc series, and they will all be dropped at the same time. So you don't have to wait a week like Mr. Beast for the next, or whichever show that we're watching right now. So it's 3 episodes, 50 minutes each, and they're going to drop all at the same time. So you can do what everyone calls binge watch. We're going to binge watch the heck out of it.
There you go. All right, everybody. Mike and K-Pro are for the people. Well, it's just the documentary, the docu-series is for the people. It's not for us insiders. It's for the people.
Well, and that's why I want to review as we go, because like in a perfect world, if I was in charge, which I'm not, of this Netflix stock, would I call it golden greed? No. So I'm not going to give Netflix a pass just because they're using a couple of our videos. Things aren't ideal, but also I have known these people through the years, and including like Jared. I've talked on and off with him for at least 4 years. I just think we do need to kind of wait. Mr. Beast. Did you guys see Mr. Beast games? It was awesome. They gave away $10 million to the winner and then millions otherwise. So, but they dropped like a video every week and you had to wait for Thursday night. I hated it. So yeah, Mr. Beast, I've actually been looking a lot into Mr. Beast because of his vision of he is a quite impressive young man, I will say, because he's only like 20 something.
I'll be honest. I'm more excited for the uncertain future of the treasure. What is that all about? What does that mean? Is it a treasure hunt? Will we know? Is it a cliffhanger? I really want to know that. And this was brought up somewhere, and it's a good point. None of you a-holes out there better watch the last episode and spoil it in Discord. No spoiler alerts allowed on March 27th. At least let 24 hours go by before you start doing spoilers for people. So no spoiler alerts, everybody. Chad Bird. You two are the honestly have been the ones that have been the least sus. And of course, Cynthia and Dale. Definitely will watch. Can't wait to hear what Cynthia has to say. Yeah, I'm excited for Cynthia's video after it comes out as well. I mean, that's going to be pretty huge too. So yeah, Cynthia and Dale, they probably spent more time with Forrest than anybody. So I'm really interested in what the two of them have to say. And I know some people will say, well, Shiloh, but that's different in my opinion. While the thing was going on, I think Forrest kept his family distanced at a distance, but that's my opinion. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, well, and I hate to say retired folk, most of the family was working and doing stuff. And so they got to, they spent hours and hours, which is awesome. So we're excited. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't think it's going to meet the expectations of solving every answer. I think they've already said the mystery of it at the end. So we don't need, as long as we set our expectations right. Why did you get into this hunt? Why are you still here 5 years later? If it's only for answers, you don't need to watch Netflix. You can just wait on something more.
That's a tough pill to swallow. There won't be any answers. We are almost coming up on 4.5 years after it was found. There's not going to be any answers, people, not in the way that we want them. And that's just the reality of the situation. But let's watch a documentary that can celebrate Forrest Fenn and the treasure hunt that he created and have fun that way. And that's my 2 cents.
Yeah. Any idea why any particular searcher wasn't selected? There was so many things that had to go into, I'm sure. I don't know the answer for sure of why did they pick Cynthia and not somebody else. I believe they needed to have a nice demographic. I think they needed to have a variety of searchers and a particular story, and make sure, I don't think we have a couple of very wealthy, very dedicated, very adventurous people like Justin. I don't think you wanted 4 Justins. You have you have 4 different people, so different from each other. I think that's what they wanted to capture. So making that diverse cast, I think would have been, or is part of their focus. I do wish there was a little bit more, I won't even say that.
It's a good way to put it, Davio, but it will be really cool to see people that we know and that we've met. Chad Bird, this is for you.
I'll smack you in the mouth. I'm Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond, everybody. And maybe there is a cameo in the doc or we'll all be blown away. I hope so. Okay. What do you think? That sums it up, and I got to get out of here, K-Pro. So
yeah, and those of you that want to go into Speakeasy, I will be there in 5. We got some kid stuff. I'll be there in 5. Cynthia, you better be in there. But I need to call you, Cynthia. I'm going to call you in a second first. Okay.
More secrets from these two. Just never ends.
Well, you shut your mouth. I'm Neil Diamond.
All right.
I wish you'd get out of my life and shut up.
All right, everybody. Let's hope the soundboard makes it. Can we get a thumbs up for the soundboard? Subscribe, share, comment, and talk about it because the 27th is the big day. Me and K-Pro are staying up all night. We will watch it. I just said no spoilers, so I guess that means we can't go live and talk about it for at least a day, but we'll figure all that out. The trailer, hopefully not Tahoe this weekend, the trailer this weekend, Doug. We hope the trailer will be out this weekend. And will there be more than one? That'll be interesting too. So remember, subscribe because any news, we will go live and break it. And thanks, everybody. We're excited. The day is finally here. Oh, happy days. We will see you next time, which I think is tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? So I think we're going to do our normal show tomorrow. Don't know what it's going to be on, but I think we're going to do it. So we'll see you then. All right, Davio, just for you.
All righty then.
See you tomorrow.